evaluation of a media product on a music magazine. Before creating my music magazine, I created a prelim magazine. I created a prelim magazine to help me see what skills I would need to improve before creating my magazine. I learned how to create and sustain a good house style that worked well for the audience and the genre the music was aimed at. I learned how to create a more professional layout and position the text more appropriately on the front cover. For the front cover on my prelim magazine, I'd used a photo that had a background. However, for my magazine, I used a studio photo. This allowed there to be no background on the photo and allowed there to be no distractions on the cover. My prelim magazine also helped me to improve my layout. For my prelim magazine, the text on the front cover had boxes around them. I had also placed the text over images. However, for my music magazine, I decided to use no boxes on the background of the text and place the text around the edge of the photograph, making it look more professional and allow you to read the text more easily. Throughout the process of creating my music magazine, I have learnt how to use different and new technologies to present my work. One of the technologies I learnt to use was Blogger. This allowed me to easily post my progression of research to creating my music magazine in an easy, organised way. I also used video to help present my work. I used video for audience research. It allowed to show the answer of the audience easily and quickly. After creating the video on iMovie, I posted them to YouTube. From YouTube, I embedded them into Blogger. Embedding them into Blogger allows you to see the video there and then on Blogger, instead of having a link that would link back to YouTube. Another technology which I used to present my work was Prezi. Prezi allows you to create PowerPoint-like presentations but in a more stimulating manner. I used Prezi for more text and image-based posts, as they allow you to move around the screen and see different sections. The technology which I spent the longest using was Photoshop. The section in Photoshop which took the longest was editing the photos, especially the front cover photo. As I decided I didn't want the photo to be at the top of the page, I moved it down. However, the forehead and head had been cut out of the photo. To create the head back into the photo, I used the patch tool and the paint tool to recreate the hair colour and the shape of the head. I also added in a shadow to the head, as the original photo had a shadow around the side of it. I also used Photoshop to edit any blemishes out of the photo. I used this by using the healing tool. I also used Photoshop to create my whole magazine. When creating my magazine, I would first use the mastheads and titles and then the photos into the magazine. I would then add in any other cell line text or articles, as then I was able to see what space I had left. When creating my magazine, I had to think about the genre of music and the audience my magazine would be aimed at. As a group, we decided our magazine would be aimed at people aged between 15 and 25, as we thought this age range would fit the genre of pop more suitably. But so our magazine could appeal to slightly more people, we decided to make our magazine genre appeal to all subgenres of pop, meaning that the audience would be slightly larger. To make our magazine appeal to our audience, the colour scheme we chose was blue, black, purple and pink. But after doing more research, we decided to change it to red, white and blue. This was because we thought these colours would fit the audience on the genre more appropriately. For our font, we decided to keep it simple and not use too bold of a font. For our masthead font, we decided to use a font that had letters that had a different style of font. This font was called Cool Beans. For my images, I decided to keep them quite simple and not over the top. However, for my double page spread, I decided to add colourful flowers around the bottom of the page. This is because I thought these flowers and the colours of the flowers would fit well with the genre of pop that I had chosen. If I was to distribute my magazine, I would distribute it with a small independent company. This is because they would be able to distribute the magazine to shops and people that would want the magazine for the artists, over having a larger company distribute the magazine who would want to sell it to as many people for the money that they will make from it.